Okay, hello everyone. So welcome to the second lecture. So in this lecture we will be continuing after segmentation. We will be seeing how we can do the annotation. Then we will understand what is an IPA chart and how we can use it to create data set in any Indian languages. Thirdly, I will tell you how you can create a data set in your own language, and we will also discuss one assignment for you guys, right? So let's open the Elan software and then see the first step, which is annotation. So till we have done the segmentation part, so I will again redo it again so that I can continue. So let me do the segmentation part quickly.
I'm having an illness here.
So I'll just adjust it here. This is the first segment, change the person.
The Howard Stern Show.
This is the second segment, again change the person. So this you have already done. I'm just creating it.
And the fact that you harass someone as great.
This is the third segment. And finally, the fourth segment.
It's like.
Right. So this till this step we have done in lecture 1. So from here now we will see what you have to do. So you have to go to option and then you have to go to transcription mode. Right. So once you go to transcription mode, you will get some option where you have to select type 1 as talk. Because I have already done that, I am not getting that option. Now what you have to do, you have to play this, hear this, and whatever you will hear, you have to write it here. So let's hear it.
I'm having an illness.
I am having an illness here.
Here, I'm trying to beat this thing.
And I am trying to be this thing.
One of the few joys of
So whatever you will
the Howard
hear,
Stern Show.
right? So you have to just write here. I am writing now something, but you have to hear and you have to write.
And the fact that you harass someone as great as Howard Stern, the fact that you would take this one joy away from me.
So something is there which you have to hear and write.
It's like saying to an AIDS patient, you're taking away.
So whatever you will hear, you have to write it. You can do it in loop mode so that it can play again and again. But the final intention is that you have to write all the segments, whatever, and then you have to save it. Save it. And then if you go to the annotation mode, you can see here that whatever segments you have created now is having the annotation also. Right? So this was how you will create the annotation, which was your first step. Now we are going to see something about the IPA chart. Right? Let's open the IPA chart. So see, IPA chart is basically mapping of your native Indian language to the English letters. So suppose you created some data set. So that will bring me to the this slide where we are discussing how you can create a data set. Because ultimate aim is that you create your own data set in your own language, and then we will use your language to create a model, right? So what are the steps? The first step is you have to create a text in your native script. Like suppose I want to create a data set in Hindi, so I will create some sentences in Hindi for somebody to read. If you are working in Gujarati or Kannada or Bhojpuri or Bengali, you have to create some script in those languages. Then you have to ask a reader to speak them and then record their voice in a quiet background. You may be one of the speakers. You can ask some of your friends also. Then once you are done the recording, you will get a WAV file, which later you will use the Elan software. Similar to what we have done, you will do the segmentation and we will do the annotation. So for annotation, we will be using the IPA chart. So let us understand how we can use that. So suppose I have this sentence in Hindi, Mera Bharat Mahan. So how will I convert this into English? So let's see how we will do that. So I will delete this and we will go to the IPA chart and we will see. So first word is ma, then there is a, ra and a. So we are having 4 phonemes: ma, a, ra, a. So what you have to do, you have to go to that IPA chart. Since it is Hindi, so you have to go to Hindi column and you have to see what is ma is mapped to, right? So ma is mapped to m. So what you will write? You will write m. Then what is a mapped to? A ki matra, right? So you will go to here a. A is mapped to double e. So we will write double e. Similarly, r is mapped to ra is mapped to r and a is mapped to double a. So this completes your mera, right? Similarly, if you are using any other language, like suppose Bengali, so you have to now look at your corresponding columns. If you are in Marathi, then you have to look for Marathi. If Odia, then Odia. Similarly, there are other major Indian languages, right? Bengali, Assamese. So you have to look into your letter, your phoneme, and then you have to map it with the label. So this is how we are doing the annotation. So I gave this exercise to the students and they did some example on their own for these languages, right? So that bring me to the assignment where you have to create your own data set in any one of the Indian language which you are comfortable with at least 2 speakers containing 100 lines. So for this assignment, you can use ChatGPT. So I will tell you how you can use the ChatGPT. So first step is to create a list of sentences, right? So what you can do, you can go to ChatGPT and you can write this prompt which I have shared in the WhatsApp group, that I want to create a language data set which I want for training some model. I need at least 100 which I can read and record in Audacity. So this prompt I have already shared in chat. You can just change the language. So this will give you a phoneme rich 100 sentences, right? So what you have to do, you have to open Audacity and you have to start recording it. So you have to start Audacity and you have to read the first line. Hum bihan jaldi uthat hi aayi. Then you have to pause a little and then you have to read the second line. So you have to read all this line and you can also add some more speakers, right? So once you are done, you will save it as a WAV file. And then that WAV file you have to go to Elan and you have to do similar segmentation and annotation, how you have learnt in the stage 1 and 2, right? And for annotation, you have to use the IPA chart for mapping. So this will take a lot of time. That's why I gave 1 week for everyone. So those of you who are seeing the video now, you can start working on it, because of your own data set will be helpful for you to do the research work later on. Okay. So that was all about assignment. Okay. So I think that's all from this second week. These are the 4 things which we have discussed, right? So go through the video and do the annotation and segmentation part. Try the IPA chart. If you are having any problem in mapping any of one of the words from your language, feel free to ask in the group and try to create a data set for your language. Okay. Thank you.